5.3 FM Ìkejìlé Ìjẹ̀ṣà. Ìjẹ̀ṣà.
News from around the world. Vicinity FM 95.3.
Gabon hosted president's family release from detention. Ukraine and Russia ceasefire agreement fails. Now the news in full. Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Abike Dabiri Erewa, has called for all-out war against human trafficking in the country. Dabiri made the appeal at a strategic meeting with the Director General of the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons, NATIP, Adia Binta Adamu Bello, at the NIDCOM headquarters in Abuja. According to her, traffickers should be prosecuted with stiffer penalties like drug traffickers, and NEPTIP alone cannot tackle the problem, urging for greater collaboration with other agencies. While Dabiri acknowledged progress in some areas, she highlighted the need for increased funding for NATIP and better support for its operations. The well-funded institutions, she said, is crucial to combating trafficking effectively and ensuring the rehabilitation of victims. NATIP Director General Hajia Binta Bello warned of alarming new cases, including the rescue of 19 pregnant girls in Abuja and the repatriation of 9 victims from Côte d'Ivoire. She stressed that while trafficking cannot be eradicated overnight, sustained collaboration can significantly reduce it. Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Muhammad Sahad Abubakar III, has called on the government to urgently equip security agencies with modern technology to tackle rising insecurity across the country. Sahad Abubakar made the appeal when Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), Dr. Hamid Abubakar Aldi, paid a courtesy visit to his palace in Sokoto. The Sultan explained that no society can develop in the absence of peace. Given the critical situation in the country, he tasked the government to prioritize national security by empowering security personnel with advanced tools and adequate resources. He also urged all security agencies to remain vigilant and proactive in discharging their duties, ensuring the nation is safe and secure. In the meantime, family members of soldiers killed during recent battles against insurgents in the northeast have implored the government to put an end to the bloodbath in the region. The relatives, in separate interviews with newsmen, called on the federal government to demonstrate genuine commitment to the fight against insurgency by providing adequate arms and ammunition, improving the welfare of military personnel, and caring for the families of fallen soldiers. The families spoke following Monday's attack on military base in Mate, Borno State, which claimed the lives of 5 soldiers. Speaking in Birnin Kebbi, Kebbi State, the coordinator of the Military Widows Association, Asmao Noma, lamented a substantial number of military widows were going through hardships with no support from the authorities after the loss of their husbands on the battlefield. She said about 30% of widows whose husband paid the supreme price have yet to access their insurance or death benefits. Away from Nigeria, former president of Gabon, Ali Bongo, and wife disposed in the 2023 coup, has regained freedom after 2 years in detention and now in Angola. The Angolan presidency disclosed this in a statement posted on social media that Bongo family had been released from detention, an act described as cruel imprisonment. Ali Bongo, whose father Umar ruled Gabon for more than 4 decades, was in power for 14 years until the 2023 coup, faced corruption charges with his wife Sylvia and his son Nuruddin. Gabonese prosecutor Edwin Menang explained the legal precedents against the two will continue since the release of the former First Lady Bongo and her son is merely provisional. due to poor health. Now in Chad, former Prime Minister and opposition leader Success Masra has been arrested with more than 80 other people in connection with the clashes which broke out in the village of Medanko in Lugane Occidental province near the Cameroonian border in the country's southwest region. According to public prosecutor Umar Mahama, Masara is suspected of spreading hateful messages on social media linked to the violence that at least killed 40 people. Masara's Transformers Party said he had been kidnapped by military officers in early hours of Saturday and denounced his detention was carried out outside of any known judicial procedure. Masra is a fierce critic of President Mohamed Deby and claimed to have defeated him in elections last year, saying his victory had been stolen from the people, while the official results said Deby had won with 61% of the vote. This is Vicinity 95.3 FM, Ikejile, Ijesha. Global News will continue shortly. Thanks for staying tuned for news updates and live streaming. Visit our website at vicinity95.3fm.com.ng. Send us an email to vicinitynewsroom@gmail.com or call 081-4365-8302 for breaking news. You can also follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok at Vicinity 95.3 FM. Now the rest of the news. No fewer than 100 people has been sent to an early grave in an offensive attack by Israeli military on Saturday. Israel military made this known on Telegram, saying the initial stages of the offensive, known as Operation Gideon's Chariot, had begun. The latest operation comes as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu faces increasing pressure to lift a sweeping aid blockade on Gaza amidst warning of critical shortage of food, clean water, fuel and medicine. Recall, Israel resumed its military attack in Gaza on March 18 after a 2-month truce in its war against Hamas, which was triggered by an attack by a Palestinian group in October 2023. The return to fighting since March 18 has drawn international condemnation. Kyiv and Moscow failed to reach a ceasefire agreement to end the 3-year-long war with Russia under talks that lasted 2 hours, though Russia expressed satisfaction with the meeting, saying it was ready to continue contact. Head of Russia's low-level delegation, Vladimir Medinsky, disclosed each side will present its vision of a possible future ceasefire and write it down in detail, hinting once the visions are presented, it will prepare grounds for continued negotiations. However, Kyiv was not as happy. As soon as the talk ended, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky had phone calls with its Western allies rallying support for tougher actions. Defense Minister Ruthem Ummerov, who led the Ukrainian delegation, reiterated Ukraine's peace decision and expect the next step would be a meeting with both President Zelensky and his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin. A bit of sport, Enzo Maresca says his Chelsea's players' unbelievable effort was crucial in securing the 1-0 victory over Manchester United, keeping Champions League qualification on the Blues' hands. The Blues entered Friday night's game at Stamford Bridge, knowing 2 wins from their final 2 league matches of the season would all but guarantee a top 5 finish and ensure a return to Europe's Premier Club competition next season. The result leaves Chelsea's 4th in the Premier League table, and with the knowledge that a win at Nottingham Forest next week should be enough to seal a Champions League return. To end global news, another look at the headlines. The Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, Abibke Dabiri Erwa has called for all-out war against human trafficking in the country. We told you that former president of Gabon, Ali Bongo, and wife deposed in a 2023 coup have regained freedom after 2 years in detention, now in Angola. And lastly, you heard Kyiv and Moscow failed to agree to a ceasefire to end the 3-year-long war with Russia in the talks that lasted 2 hours in Istanbul. That was Global News. It was edited by Majib Olakunle on behalf of the production crew. I am Oluwafunke Israel. Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for news nationwide at 6 o'clock. Good afternoon.